giveaway that we'll be doing next month called the Christmas giveaway. So we hope everybody can get involved in that. Sorry if I sound a little bit under the weather. My allergies are kicking my ass, but we do appreciate everybody jumping on with us tonight. And raw. I'll tell you what. I tweeted out on my personal Twitter account that we try to be as positive as we can for towards Raw and to SmackDown Live. We don't really try to, be too real negative when it comes to Raw and to SmackDown, even if it's really shit. But last night, Raw was probably the most brutal Raw I have seen in quite some time. I just feel like last night's Raw was a shit show, a clusterfuck, lazy writing. It was just bad. I've never seen so many tweets, or basically all the tweets dealing with Raw being negative. It was nothing positive. Maybe a few things people said that was positive that came out of Raw last night. But out of everything that I've read and what I saw on my television screen was just god awful. I Let's just go off and start off with this. We're not going to touch on Raw the whole thing, but let's just get to this. You have the Seth Rollins Open Challenge, and they're hyping this shit up like this is going to be the main event. You don't want to miss this. Who is it going to be? They haven't put on Instagram. Who do you think is going to be the Open Challenge for Seth Rollins? And I'm thinking, man, who could it be? Is it going to be Lars Sullivan? Is it going to be, someone that he hasn't faced before? I'm trying to think in my mind of the people on the roster that could possibly be a challenger for Seth Rollins. I haven't tweeted out, man, it would be awesome to see Apollo Crews even have a match between Seth Rollins. I know he won't win, but at least it'd probably be a good match. No, it wasn't Apollo Crews. It wasn't maybe Finn Balor or someone we haven't seen Seth Rollins face in quite some time. It was the guy that he has been feuding with the whole goddamn summer, and Dolph Ziggler. How much of a letdown was that to you, Dave?
Oh man, it was really bad because I tweeted it at you and I was just jokingly tweeting, "I'll watch it be Dolph Ziggler and Dean will run in 12 minutes in or whatever." But
and
I was joking. It ended up being Dolph Ziggler.
My dumbass tweeted, "If it's Dolph Ziggler, I'm turning this shit off." And it ended up being Dolph Ziggler. If I didn't have this show on Tuesday nights, I would have turned the channel. Seriously, there was Monday Night Football on, the Spurs were playing, there was other things I could have watched at that particular time. But you give us Dolph Ziggler, a guy that he has been feuding with, having matches with for the past 3 fucking months. 3 months. Not only that, thank you, Jeffrey Cross, for the super hearts. I'll get to y'all's comments in the chat room. I just got a rant. We get Lucha House Party taking on the Revival. I'm not even going to read your troll comments, Red Sox fan. We get Lucha House Party taking on the Revival. Again, 3 weeks in a row, we get the same fucking match. Same stipulation, 3-on-2, and the Revival lose. And this match wasn't even fucking competitive. It wasn't competitive at all. It was basically the Revival showing who they really are now on the main roster, and that is jobbers. Guys that enhance the other talent. And exactly, Bob Ruski. Not that the Rollins and Dolph Ziggler match was bad. It's just a match we have seen before a dozen times, if not more. Excuse me. Lucha House Party, the Revival. Lucha House Party goes over again. We have AOP taking on Bobby Roode and Gable, which ends up Drake Maverick taking the robe backstage into the bathroom and peeing on it. You know that's Vince McMahon's writing. We had No Way Jose take on Jinder Mahal on a Raw episode. This isn't fucking main event. This is Monday Night Raw. And we get No Way Jose taking on Jinder Mahal. Like, what is going on? Really? Like, what did we do, Vince McMahon, last night to get this shitty ass episode, which was 80% Baron Corbin, taking advantage of his role as GM? I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to take over there, but go ahead. Your thoughts?
On the Ziggler thing or Lucha House
Anything,
Party?
whatever the fuck you want to say about Raw. I don't care. I'm
I,
I'm heated.
yeah, I mean, this whole thing from Ziggler, it was, yes, was the match good? Yes, I'm sure it was good. But I don't care about seeing it again. It's not just the last few months, it's the last few years. I went to SmackDown 800 live when it was up here. The main event was Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. I mean, that was the main event. And so now we still get it. And Lucha House Party, and people complaining about Lucha House Party rules, I mean, and I know Graves is like, oh, what, they don't have to tag? Well, that is technically Lucha rules. There's no tags. You just roll outside the ring, the next guy can come in. But, yeah,
Red Sox
I mean,
fan,
they lose
you don't
again.
get the big deal about Raw because you're not a WWE fan like we all are here in the chat room and who host and do these shows. Yes, it's been on the decline. It hasn't been okay. Here's my thing. The people who are on Twitter, and it was only really one person, and I think we all know who that is in the chat room. Dave probably knows it already. That are blaming Brock Lesnar for Raw being shitty last night. And how is that even fucking possible that it's Brock Lesnar's fault that Raw was so bad last night? When nothing
Well, how
against
would the title?
nothing against Roman Reigns, right? And you've said this many times on the show. With Reigns as the champion, we got the same shit. It wasn't anything different. We had how many times did we have 6-man tag matches on Raw each week? It was the same shit. Yeah, the title was on Raw. Doesn't mean we were getting anything different. Yeah. Then we get oh my god. Then we get the Sasha Bailey shit, and they get attacked by the Riot Squad and Dana Brooke, who on the same night on Saturday at Starrcade teamed up with Sasha Banks and Bailey. Did WWE think we just forgot about that, or did they think nobody watched Starrcade for us to think, oh, why is Dana Brooke now going up against Banks and Bailey? It just, yay. With all the talent Raw has on their roster, and if you look at the women's roster, they have more women than you think, and they don't get used. Same on the male roster. You got guys that are in pretty much WWE hell, and that's the Revival, that's Finn Balor, that's Apollo Crews. The list goes on and on about how crazy this shit has gotten on Raw. And yes, it's the dog days of Raw because they're not going to give us anything great until probably Royal Rumble or after. But still, to mail it in like they did last night was pathetic. Absolutely trash.
It's just repeated storylines from the Authority. I mean, that's all it really is. I mean, if this was Seth Rollins as the heel, it would have made most sense because that's what it reminded you of. The same exact thing. You beat up Elias in the beginning. Who do you face?
Nobody comes down to help him. Nobody comes down to help him. They beat him up
just like before. Just like before with Rollins. When Rollins was the heel, they were having handicap matches against everyone. Same thing. No one would come down to help, and then eventually they all start banding together in a couple weeks or whatever. So those three guys become like a team or whatever, however they want to do it. But, I mean, this does not interest me at all. I mean, so McIntyre and Ziggler broken up now? Because they weren't together at all last night.
Tony, you're going to love what I've got for you, the numbers regarding the potential TV deals for Impact. All right, yeah, just let me know. Send them away. Bray wrestled at Starrcade. And that was the whole thing. I'm thinking, as much as we've seen Rollins and Bray Wyatt before, and don't get me wrong, we've seen them feud for a while. Ooh. It would have been great to see Bray Wyatt enter that open challenge. I thought it would have been great to see him come back.
You know what I wanted to see last night when I tweeted this? How cool would it have been as they're beating up Balor at the end of last night if Bray Wyatt just came out and like we seen at what was it Starcade when he
Right.
comes out to save
And
Balor.
kind
So
of
how
cleans the house and ends the night with
yeah,
that would
how
have been
cool would that have been?
I
I
think that
mean,
would have
or
been
just
great.
Bray's music hits and then they end the show and Bray comes out
Or
and
just
then
the
he's
lights go
gone.
off and he shows up, you know?
Yeah,
That would have been
I mean, how cool would
perfect.
that have been?
It would have been
Yeah, I
perfect.
mean, if they add Bray and
Hello,
they
knock knock, Vince McMahon.
yeah.
How hard is that to do? I mean, serious, Jesus Christ. I don't even know what else. What a shit title run on that IC. Yeah, has not been a great title run for Seth Rollins. How many times has he defended the title other than against Dolph Ziggler? Who else has he defended the title up against? I'll
Well, he
wait.
will be facing Ambrose. Yeah, I mean that's
Ambrose.
about
That's
it.
it. Rollins has only faced Ziggler for the title, and now Ambrose.
So
And you got
would you say this has been a stale title run for Rollins?
it has been. He hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't done shit. Where the fuck is the club? They're eating sandwiches and catering. I thought it was Bray at first last night before Elias. Me too, Justin. When the lights went off, I thought we were getting the return of Bray, but we get Elias. And that was probably maybe the most positive out of the whole night was, I guess, the way that they're booking Bray. Excuse me, not Bray Wyatt, but Elias. It seems like they are booking him to be one of the top faces of Raw. It took what 3 guys to beat him, but yeah, Raw. Talking about Raw just pisses me off. It just you waste 3 hours of your time. It's not 2. It's not an hour. It's 3 fucking hours on a Monday night, and you sit there and you give us this complete garbage. And I don't mean to be so damn negative towards WWE because for the most part, we try to see the bright side of the things. But after watching Raw, I don't see any bright side coming out of Raw. Do you?
No, I mean that Ronda segment was so cringeworthy; it was unbearable.
I can't even concentrate on Ronda anymore. All I can look at is her goddamn eye paint that she wears every time she comes to the ring. That shit is so fucking distracting. I can't even concentrate on the damn promos that they are doing back and forth. The crap between her and Nia Jax was bad. Was bad.
Yeah, Nia Jax in general trying to be funny or do whatever she's trying to do. I don't know. It was just bad.
And I'm not sure who tweeted it out on Twitter. And I'm not sure if they're a friend of the show or a fan of the show, but they even said Tamina out there doesn't look like she's motivated. She doesn't look like she wants to be there. It just
Yeah, she not.
I've learned to change the channel when I see Bliss, and I wish I could do that. And the easy thing is to say, stop watching. You know, that's the easy thing to say. Stop watching. If you don't like the product, stop. But what if you love the product like we do? We just love wrestling. We love the WWE. We love whatever, and we know that they have the potential to put on great stuff each night. But when you just give us this crap, how do you as a performer go out there and yeah.
Hey, you're getting paid. You do what they tell you to do.
Right.
I mean, you can't blame them. They're getting paid to do what they're told.
Exactly. And no one's blaming the wrestlers. You know, it's not Baron Corbin's fault that he has to go out there and do what he has to do. It's Vince McMahon and the writing team. You know, it's just we're getting PP jokes. You know, Vince McMahon's probably having them an hour a day think of P jokes to do for Drake Maverick. Like I just don't get it.
And then they named Alexa Bliss like the GM of the knockout.
Yeah,
of the women.
I got you, Adam Bomb. I'll check it after the show for sure, and we'll definitely touch on it on Saturday night show. So some big Impact news from Adam Bomb. Appreciate that, dude. Bright spots of Raw. Is there anything positive that you saw that came out of Raw last night?
No, nothing.
I think the only positive was Dean Ambrose getting a flu shot.
Is that what it was? Oh, I wasn't sure what was going on there. I was surprised he wasn't there though, but he did look like he was a little scarred up from that cage match the night before or 2 nights before. But I mean, yeah, I didn't really. I don't see anything that was even remotely good. That Q&A that was so obviously a plant.
That Q&A was fucking.
I mean, it was so bad just to beat him up. I thought we were gonna get a tag match out of that, honestly. But
I
I
thought
guess
we were
they're
gonna
pushed for
probably
time.
see tension between the two ladies. I thought she was gonna try
I mean,
to pull like
who's
some
writing
type of
that crap?
shenanigans.
I mean, seriously, I don't want you to go back
I
to
saw a Red Sox fan.
SmackDown. I want you to go back to hell. It's like, really? The
Yeah.
hell? I mean, that was
Oh,
so stupid.
Bailey. Ooh, with the second grade cut down. Look at her. Like, ooh, yay, yay, yay. Yay, 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 yay. What's up, Dr. Hughes? Thank you for popping in, Speeds. Welcome to the show as well. And I know we've done our bitching on Raw. It's not really much else to say. Is just that it was not a very good Raw. I
You know
like
what I
how
will
Marco
say?
Call blew a gasket of them announcing Alexa Bliss being like what the manager of the women's division, but you have Baron Corbin just fucking wrecking havoc over everybody. I
Yeah, she's doing the same thing. I mean, that's all. And this is obviously what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to Baron Corbin getting fired, and possibly Alexa Bliss getting fired too, or because she's doing basically the same thing
Thank you,
Baron
Dr.
Corbin's
Hughes.
doing.
Appreciate that.
So I mean, it's like they repeat these stupid ass storylines over and over again with the authority figure abusing their power. This match is now an ODQ match. Back when Director of Operations Kane was doing all this stuff, that's what it reminds me of. When, oh no, this is now a ODQ match. This is now a handicap match. I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, one thing I'll say, it seems like the Revival are just being used to showcase Lucha House Party because that's all. There were some cool little moves in that match, but other than that, I mean, they're just like you said, they're almost on this, maybe even lower than the B team.
Oh my god, they lost to the B team, so they are lower than the B team at the moment. I don't know what cereal they pissed in on the in the backstage locker room if they pissed in Kevin Dunn's or whatever the fuck his name is,
Vince,
cereal or Vince or someone, but because they've been treated like straight up garbage,
you know the best
garbage.
part. The best part of last night was, and it didn't even happen on Raw. It was the Edge and Christian show. That was the best part of last night.
Yeah, I heard it. I saw bits and pieces of the Edge and Christian show, and yeah, there it was very entertaining. The uh, the Cookie Racket game that was shit. That
Yeah,
was good. That was good with Smojo. Fuck the Lucha House Party cocksuckers. Yeah,
that was
uh,
Speeds.
yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, yeah. Just I don't know. I was gonna ask you what could make Raw better, and I don't. It would be
Honestly,
everything. Honestly, everything could make Raw better.
yeah, but isn't it time? I even said this last night when I was talking to the kid of Texas. Um, you know, is it time? Does Raw need new faces? I mean, because it seems like it's the same stuff each week. It's almost like Raw is really in desperate need of like a shakeup or a draft to change up the talent a little bit. But who
Uh,
knows if that would even make it better? But we were saying the same thing about SmackDown, I think, last year because it was around close to this time last year. It's like, man, SmackDown is really dragging no talent because we admitted it during the little shakeup this past year. SmackDown got the better end of that whole deal.
well, injuries haven't helped. It
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
help.
true.
It doesn't help that they don't have Brock on Raw at all. And it's not that we need him on Raw every week. It would be nice to have him at least show up maybe once or twice. Not once or twice, but maybe once every other month or so. Maybe even have him wrestle on a Raw every now and then. That would be nice.
Yeah,
We
that ain't
need we
happening.
need we need refreshing stuff on Raw. We don't need the same shit we get every week on Raw when we're seeing, oh God, it's fucking Elias versus Bobby Lashley. Great. We see this match all the goddamn time. Can we get something new, something fresh, something we haven't seen before? That would be nice. There
You
was
know
a
what?
kick to me. That was a kick in the balls from the
Yeah.
WWE when they have Dolph Ziggler answer the open challenge. That was a kick in the balls, man.
You know,
That's
they
just
could
like
have anybody.
that's a middle finger to the wrestling fans to me.
Looking at it with the three guys that are involved in this, it could have been any three guys. They took a guy like Elias, Braun Strowman, and Finn Balor. And Finn Balor, you can hate it all you want. Yes, he was amazing. I'm not really talking about that so much, but there has to be some kind of comeuppance for like the faces against these heels. So whether you can say they're trying to build up Finn Balor a little more, who knows? But his 2018 is trash anyway. But it seems
Yeah,
like something. I mean,
Red
they have to be doing something with this. They can't just be having these guys just there to lose. Because when we
Texas
had
kid.
go ahead.
We saw the same shit every week with Reigns as the champion. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. We got
Yeah,
one
we were getting
title
6-man
match.
tag matches for like 2 months.
We had one title match after the night after Reigns won. What put the biggest dig into the creative and storyline development and whatever have you is that WWE didn't make any new stars on Raw. They had no stars in the making. They put all their chips into one man, and that was Roman Reigns. He unfortunately got ill and is sick and no longer can wrestle. So now WWE is they don't know what the fuck to do right now. You got Seth Rollins right now, who's probably one of the main guys on Raw, and that's about it. They only believe or trust a handful of guys on Raw. There's no future on Raw right now. On
Yeah,
SmackDown Live, you can name a couple of guys that you can say, all right, they have a chance. But on Raw, there's very few that you can name that you could say, yeah, I could see him win the championship. No, not at all. There's no Dean Ambrose on Raw last night. We had him.
oh,
Oy, oy. Okay, I need to calm down. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
I agree with you. It's like Rollins, even though I don't like the guy, but Rollins is probably the number one face on Raw. I mean, he is. I mean, and look what they're doing over on SmackDown, where they changed everything up too because of the Roman situation. I mean, Daniel Bryan is now the champion there. We'll get to talking about all that, but I mean, it's changed. It changed up a little bit, and right now, it just seems like SmackDown has the better stars on their show, or it just seems like SmackDown has the better stars.
Or
I mean,
it's better written. It's just a better show
I mean,
altogether.
just look at it compared to what Raw could use these guys too. Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, guys like that. Raw could use over there.
Raw needs a guy like a Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Raw needs a guy like
or Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Braun being hurt doesn't help. You get every week you get
Owens and Zayn.
You get Corey Graves trying to find out what the fuck's wrong with Dean Ambrose, and Renee's over there looking irritated. I'm just waiting for her to say shut the fuck up, or just go over there and slap the shit out of him because he just keeps trying to find out what the hell's going on. Hey, he's surprised. Remember, he knew all that shit with the phone and shit. He should know these things. Like, it's just that's true. Bob Ruski, SmackDown is healthy. Raw is down a lot of bodies, a lot of huge bodies. Seth is not carrying the show. Because if he was carrying the show, Raw would be a lot better than we got last night. And I'm not even blaming Seth Rollins. It's not even, like I said, it's not even the wrestlers' fault we got that Raw was so bad last night. It was just.
I mean, honestly, why isn't Rollins involved in this feud? You know, why isn't your top face? You know, I know they got him with Ambrose right now, but I mean, why isn't Rollins the top guy in this feud with the Corbin administration, or whatever you want to call it? Why isn't he the top guy facing? That would be the guy to have in this, in my opinion, because he's your supposed top guy right now, and you don't have him facing against the new power trip of Corbin. I mean, with his three goons. I mean, why not have it be that? Rollins shouldn't even be IC champion. I mean, he should be up there ready to face Brock, honestly.
Well,
because he's really the only guy you got.
Rumors go around town is that it's going to be Brock and Rollins eventually at WrestleMania. And to me, that's the smart move. And it would be the right move to have Rollins go over Brock. But will that happen?
Yeah, it'll probably be a triple threat.
Let's see. Injuries derailed weeks upon weeks of written shows, most likely. And I agree with you, Bob Ruski. Like I said, the Reigns injury, or excuse me, the
scrambling.
Probably, took him for a loop because it was already planned. Reigns was going to WrestleMania as the champ in the main event. And then you have Braun Strowman getting injured all of a sudden, and he's going to be out for some time. And then,
well, he'll be back in a couple weeks. So supposedly he'll be back at TLC.
Yeah, so it just.
And Raw is just in a clusterfuck right now because they have no clue what they're doing, and that's what makes this year's WrestleMania and Royal Rumble so interesting to see where they're going to go.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
because we haven't known the last 4 or 5 years. We've known it's going to be Roman Reigns in the main event. This year, we have no clue who's in the main event in WrestleMania. And the story that I heard Dave Meltzer put out there is that he said it would be Brock and Rollins, but he never said it was going to be for the title. So Brock might lose that title before WrestleMania.
That's very true. It could be Braun Strowman that takes the title from him. Who
What if
knows?
it's Roman and McIntyre for the title?
That could have that's probably would be what fans would want. Not sure if that's what Vince McMahon
Okay,
would
let me
want.
ask you. I know it wouldn't. It's not going to happen, but to me, this would be funny if it did. Say Brock Lesnar wins the IC title and he's never on TV. Is that going to matter?
That's a good question. I don't
And
think he'd get the outrage that he would be getting. That's for sure.
I know it's
Um,
crazy.
let's just move on from Raw because it was a shit show, not very good. Other than probably if you want to see a good match, sure, check out Ziggler and Rollins. You know those guys
For the
always
millionth
deliver.
time, hey, I got a
This
better
is
idea. Just just go to the network and punch in Ziggler and Rollins. You'll find the match.
yeah. Go watch their the what was it, the Iron Man match that they had. That
I don't
was
think that was
the
that good.
or was it the best at 2 out of 3 or something? They went for an
No,
hour.
it was the
That's
Iron Man,
probably
man. They did.
it was the
Yeah, it was
Iron
the
Man
Iron
match.
Man.
Yeah, check that one out. Check that one out because that's worth your time. WrestleVote said that Braun might be out past TLC. Okay.
Well, they've been
Uh,
promoting it. So that'd be interesting. So Finn
and the reason
Balor's probably going to take his place.
And the reason why I'm thinking that is because after tonight, after what they announced on the women's side. So let's jump over to SmackDown. We're not even going to rate this. My dumbass put out a poll last night. What do you think of Raw? And I added, fuck you, Vince, because to me, when it's that bad, you add the fuck you, Vince. And it was about 80% fuck you, Vince. The funny thing was someone voted, I guess some people voted for it was a good show and someone commented, if you thought this show was good, you need Jesus in your life. I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, for the most part, everybody did not like Raw. It was the first time, like I said, that
So
I
was it
saw.
Texas Kid who voted yes?
I don't know. It could have been, but it was the first time that I actually saw um, nothing but negative tweets about Raw. It was just nothing but negative. No positive. No, hey, look at this bright side of this. Yeah, Raw was a big fat zero. What they announced, Becky is still champ, right? Yes. Stupid idiot. It was rumored that Bray was replacing Braun. Okay, I would not be against that. Yeah, they're gonna make 6-man tag match at TLC. I wouldn't be surprised.
Who's going to be
Um,
the team? What's going to be Bray and Balor and what? Who's the other guy? Elias. Is that going to be a 6-man
Elias.
guy? I could see that. I mean, it'd be nice to see him actually get on the show. So yeah, why not?
Oh, Adam
But
Moss
now
said I voted yes. I love the abuse of power segments. Okay, all right.
I
You're one of the
don't. I
few.
think
You're
it's
one of the
fucking
few.
stupid.
You're one of the few. I got you.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
how many times has this been done though, Tony? Seriously,
it's WWE's go-to storyline for
it
the most part.
is. I mean, gee, okay, let's just get off this crap.
All right, so let's jump to SmackDown Live because SmackDown Live was an interesting show tonight, being that they announced the match at the beginning of the show. We had Becky Lynch finally return from injury. Um, Wrestling Inc. tweeted out a poll, and the good option had seek help on it. Yeah, it was not a smart move to put out a Twitter poll because it was just going to get nothing but negative comments. I was gonna read someone's Twitter comment, but I missed it. Becky Lynch returns. She welcomes a Paige is in there. She welcomes back Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch says that the man is putting herself back into the game. She says that at Survivor Series that someone had to step in her shadow and fill that match. She says, let's get this out of the way, and she calls out Charlotte Flair. To kind of further on what happened, Paige makes it Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch at TLC. But this time, everybody, it's going to be in a TLC match. So, first ever, women's TLC match, which then led to the heel women come out, Mandy Rose, the Iconics, Selena Vega, and Sonya Deville, talking about how How dare Paige says that she deserves to Charlotte gets a shot over them. Says that Paige left Absolution and only gives shots to her old PCB teammates, which then led to the dance for the kids, Naomi, with Asuka, Carmella, and Lana. And I'm not even gonna say what she said at the first part because that was so stupid with the let her slow it down and put some glow in it. I just said it. Oh God, I feel stupid saying it. Says that they agree with Rose and that she knows that Paige isn't questioning her desire. And Lynch says that she'll slap the head off any of them, and that's when Paige makes the famous battle royal that we see in the top corner over there. And the winner of the battle royal will go on to face Charlotte and Becky Lynch in a triple threat TLC match. So, my question to you, Dave, is now that they made this the TLC match, yes, 2018 is a first woman everything in WWE. That's absolutely true on that. Do you think this is their way of possibly canceling the Braun and Corbin match?
No, I don't, because I think somehow that match is going to happen, whether it's Brian and Corbin or it's someone else in it. Because they have that stipulation. If he wins, he keeps to be general manager, so someone else has to be put in that. But even if Strowman's going to be there, I mean, I don't see him not missing this. Well, if he was, they wouldn't be talking about it, showing video last night of Strowman saying he'll be there and all that. But that aside, I was shocked when I heard them say TLC for the women. I mean, I was like, holy shit. I thought we were going to get one TLC match. I didn't think we were going to get two. So I was like, holy shit. And especially Becky Lynch just coming back from injury, and now they're going to put her in a TLC match. I was like, wow. And now, I mean, they just one up Raw, in my opinion, with for TLC. I mean, geez. You got AJ and Daniel Bryan for the WWE title. Now a triple threat for the women's title in a TLC match. All Raw has is Corbin and Strowman and Rollins and Ambrose. That's it.
Well,
and Becky and Nia, or Nia and Ronda. I can't forget about that.
Well, to be fair, let's be fair too, because if we're gonna kind of criticize Raw, we got to kind of criticize SmackDown too, as
what?
They're kind of booking the same a little bit. It's usually the same core of people that get pushed or get pulled into a program. Granted, we're getting something different in the world title picture where nobody thought Daniel Bryan was going to win the championship, and he's running things on SmackDown Live, and you got a feud with him and AJ Styles. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that. Tag team division, though, it's just as bad to me as the Raw division.
So I disagree with that.
And the reason why I say that is because they only push 3 tag teams. 3. The Bar, the Usos, and the New Day. And before the Bar was actually inserted into the SmackDown Live tag division, it was just Usos and the New Day feuding for the most part. Yeah, we got the Bludgeon Brothers for a little bit, and then they got hurt. But then you get them out of action. They're obviously not on SmackDown Live at the moment. But it's not like SmackDown Live doesn't have other tag teams. We're still getting the Usos and the Bar. We're not getting Sanity at all. We're not getting the Club. Fuck it, the Colognes even. I mean, we're not getting any sort of change on SmackDown Live. To me, it's stuff. Tonight you said, I don't mean to interrupt. Tonight you said you enjoyed that match between the Usos and the Bar. And I did too. I liked the match as well. But it would have been nice to see someone else get a shot at the Bar, other than the same people we always see.
Well, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do the politician thing where I backslide and go back and forth, because I said after the Survivor Series match, and they were the sole survivors. Hell, the Usos deserve a tag title shot.
Yes, you did. I remember you saying that.
And I think they should. I think they do deserve a title shot after that. Even though obviously that's where they're going tonight, but. Also, you talk about Raw and different, and I'll criticize SmackDown for doing the same thing, but SmackDown only has 2 hours to book your tag teams, 2 hours to book your women match, and 2 hours to all of that included. Raw has an extra hour to do all that, and it's still a clusterfuck over there with everything they're doing. SmackDown only has 2 hours to do what they got to do. So I mean, it's not easy to do it like that when you have all these different to get everyone wants to see each week. I mean, you can't because they can't fit it in time.
I
But I
and I
mean,
and I and I get that. I understand that SmackDown is a little probably harder to book other guys that you would want on your show than Raw. But here's a prime example of things. We have Jeff Hardy come out tonight, and it's his 20-year anniversary of being with the WWE, and that's why we did the whole tribute to Jeff Hardy with the music playing at the beginning of the show. Well, was that really needed on the show? It was probably what, a 10-15 minute segment to get Samoa Joe to come out and confront Jeff Hardy to say those words and to probably set up a feud eventually down the line between those two guys.
well, you know what I told you before we went on the air. I mean, I said, do we really need all that shit just to set up Joe and Hardy? Couldn't you have done it a
Right.
different way? Yeah,
Exactly.
Michael Cole and all. I agree with you on that. Because I don't think because both of us said, we're like, holy shit, is he retiring? Because they made it up like he was going to retire or something.
Right, and plus what the rumors were, what was
the and rumors, everyone's standing out there and
right, and
I thought this was going to be an Orton thing.
Remember the rumors a couple of months ago, like I think it was after Hell in a Cell or so, around that time frame, that apparently was going to retire, or he was going to be taking this tremendous of long time of absence from WWE, but obviously he didn't. But it's just weird that could have been done for something else. Why couldn't Sanity have a tag match during that segment, or anybody else on that roster that doesn't get used? You have Rusev, yeah. As much as we probably would have liked to see a match between Nakamura and Rusev, they probably didn't have time for them to have a full match.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did they do? They had Nakamura take him out at the beginning of the match. It still got Rusev on TV. It still got you talking about Rusev.
And Nakamura.
As well. Who hasn't been on SmackDown consistently
since SmackDown 1000.
It's since he's won that title and he's hardly ever on SmackDown. So it was nice to see them get on the show. It's a feud that's kind of started at Starrcade and it's dwindling on to SmackDown Live. So it made sense for that to happen. But this whole thing with the Jeff Hardy celebration, yeah, it was nice. Jeff Hardy deserves the accolades and he'll get all that when he goes into the Hall of Fame. But why have that segment? What was the point of the 20-year anniversary? To keep you tuned in to SmackDown Live? That's all I think. That's all I can see it as.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that was just strange. But one thing I'll say about SmackDown tonight is a lot of the whole show, you can say, yes, Usos in the bar were kind of repetitive. We've seen it before. But everything else on the show to me was different matches and different people we haven't really seen face each other in a while. Like we had The Miz and Kofi, who we haven't seen feud in a while or have a match in a while, and it was a decent match. I mean, it wasn't bad, but yeah, like everything else, like you were saying, yeah, we didn't need the whole Michael Cole out there, and what the fuck point was that?
Right, and Nakamura has a belt and is relegated to dark matches, total stupidity. Exactly, you have this man, the way that they have mistreated and misbooked Nakamura because he can't speak English very well is a fucking joke. And we all know it. It's a joke. Yes, he can't speak English very well. Then fucking do something about it. Put someone with him.
Yeah.
Don't have him fucking talk. Or if he said stuff, let him just talk, say a few words. He doesn't need to talk. He doesn't need to go out there and do a 5 to 10 minute promo. That's not Nakamura's style. That's not who Nakamura is. We didn't get that with him in NXT, but all of a sudden he gets moved up to the main roster and Vince McMahon says, here's a fucking script. Remember it and fucking say it word by word when you're going out there and you have assholes in the crowd saying what every sentence because they can't understand him. You put Nakamura in these tough situations, he's not going to thrive. That's your opinion, Texas Kid. That is your opinion.
What do you say?
He sucks ass. Japanese strong style sucks. Yeah. Yeah. That that's funny. Same with Oscar. They've cooled her off completely. Exactly. Put subtitles on TV and speak Japanese. Fuck it, you motherfucker. Need to yeah, exactly. The broken gimmick made him a bunch of money for limited dates. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Matt Hardy, I think. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know, if Nakamura can't speak English very well, and obviously he does not, we all know, and it's not a crack on him. You know, it's just he can't speak English very well, and if he does, it's a hard time to understand him. Just have him talk Japanese.
You know
Say
what's funny?
fuck you to the English audience. If you want to know what I'm saying, learn Japanese.
Can you imagine if someone like the Great Muda came to the WWE and had to do stuff like this? He had a manager in WCW, and the Great Muda never talked, and he's considered one of the best Japanese wrestlers out there. At least at that time, he was one of the big stars crossing over to the U.S. So I mean, that's where I kind of look at that in a way similar to that situation. Yeah, he
Listen,
had a manager.
Nakamura knows the English language. He just doesn't speak it very well. What do you want him to do? He can't speak the English language very well. What the fuck do you want him to do? There's nothing he can do. You can say go and learn the English language. Sure. But even Japanese, Chinese, Russians, Germans, whatever the fuck you want to say, have tough time speaking English. It's not easy. And then you want him to go out there and do a 15-minute promo? Are you fucking kidding me? With in front of people who are saying what every fucking second? Come on, man. Give this man a little bit of a break. You know? It's not that he doesn't know the English vocabulary, because obviously he does. He just doesn't speak it very well. That's it. Like, come on now. Same goes for Almas. Almas doesn't speak the English language very well, and when he does, you have a tough time understanding him. Is that his fault? No, they're putting him in a predicament and a tough spot that he's not thriving in, and it makes him look bad. And that's what you need to understand, Texas Kid for Life. These guys know the language. It's just they have a tough time speaking it. It's just like saying go learn Spanish. You know, you may learn it, but some words you may not pronounce very well. It happens. That's it. And he's just put in a tough spot. And I'm not saying he's getting punished for it, but that's probably one of the reasons why he's not on TV as much. Because he can't go out there. Texas Kid, I should block you for that stupid ass comment. That is the dumbest comment I've seen anybody write in this chat room, that Almas is overrated. You wouldn't say that if he had a match with Rollins. I would just say that. Vince focuses on people's weaknesses. Exactly. In New Japan, they just speak English, Japanese crowd, and give zero fucks that they understand. Exactly. But the better wrestlers, that most of the main roster. Holy snap, I didn't know Almas has a thick accent. Never heard him talk. Yeah, he doesn't talk English very well. He doesn't, and that's why
Vega's out there.
Right, and I just don't get why they put him and they put him in tough spots. You want Asuka, who, if I'm not mistaken, in NXT, she didn't go out there and have these type of promos, and if she did, it was just kind of a few words. She said a couple of stuff here and there, but Vince is asking her to go out there and read a fucking script and remember it word by word. And you don't think that not only is the English language that she's trying to say hard for her, not only is there a pressure on her to remember her lines, but you got the pressure of the crowd saying what, like assholes every time. It just doesn't help her.
You know, one thing I noticed about Asuka's situation is when she first came up, she wasn't getting a lot of reaction, but now she is. You notice that?
Yeah.
Now Asuka's getting those chants like tonight. I mean, they were going crazy for her.
And so they have Hunter Raw. It's going to be shit. Yeah, absolutely. But see, here's the thing. And Speeds, who was in the show here earlier, made a good point. And it might have been Silky on the show. Raw or WWE, when you get to that main level, it's more about making money. It's more about the kids. It's more about the TV advertisement deals. It's more about that. When you're in NXT, it's all about the wrestling. It's all about the storyline development. That's why takeovers are so fucking good, because there's so much time in between takeovers that they have time to properly do storylines. It's not rushed like that. We're not seeing repeated matches every week. They have time to do storylines.
Well, there's a
Under
big difference
uh,
between NXT and main roster.
well, yeah, that's what
The,
I'm saying. That
I mean,
when
yeah,
you
the
move
main
up,
roster. Oh, go ahead.
guys like Nakamura and Asuka, and who else has not been treated good since been they've moved up to the main Ty Dillinger, uh
Balor.
Balor. No, not so much Balor.
Okay, fine.
No, because he makes money for the WWE. But
Yeah,
Asuka, Nakamura, they may not make as much money as like a Balor and them. And that's why they don't get pushed as much.
yeah.
And also obviously they're English as well.
Well, one
Um,
thing I was gonna say about that is that NXT is targeted toward the hardcore wrestling fans like us. Raw and SmackDown is targeted towards their advertisers, towards kids, towards everyone
rude,
who,
yes.
it's publicly traded company. So they answered. That's why Raw and SmackDown are like that because they're going for the kids, they're going for advertisers. NXT doesn't have no advertising. I mean, it's nothing. It's just a 1 hour, 40 or 50 minute show devoted to the hardcore wrestling fans. And Raw and SmackDown is storyline driven half the time, and it's some of those storylines are just stupid.
Yeah, and
But I mean, Asuka's getting a better push than Nakamura has been, so I'll give them that right now. They're actually treating her a little bit better, even though it's been not the greatest stuff. But look what happened tonight for her. So I mean,
it just sucks that like I think who was it in the chat room that named Kevin Dunn DX, but I think it's more Kevin Dunn's fault than Vince. Kevin Dunn always hated Becky Lynch because of her accent, exactly. And Becky Lynch, all more power to her. She can go out there and have a promo, and even with that accent, she may say words funny, but she can handle her own. With Nakamura and Asuka, it's a little bit different. It's not their forte. It's not their. It's what is Nakamura known for? Is it his promos or is it his in ring work? It's his in ring work. We when Nakamura was signed with the WWE, we weren't coming on here and saying, "Oh man, I can't wait for his promo battle with John Cena." No, it was we can't wait to see him face so and so and so and so and so and so.
yeah, I mean, it's bad. I mean, even look when AJ Styles first came in. It was like told that Vince hates the Southern accent, and they wouldn't even let AJ Styles cut a promo at all for a long time. They wouldn't let him talk at all. I remember when they had Miz cut him off on every sentence. So I mean, it's Nakamura is probably on his way out anyway,
I
and
think
maybe
so.
that's why he's still the U.S. champion because maybe they want to try to re-sign him because after that All Elite promotion coming out, there's rumors going around that WWE is going to try to sign guys who they wouldn't normally try to do. They would normally just let go because they don't want to lose any of these guys to them.
I agree. I agree. And read my previous comment related to the language stuff. All right, let me find your comment. It's a language that has so many same spelling and different same words. Exactly. So you're having guys that probably didn't do any of this in New Japan or wherever they came from, and you were asking them to do this. It's just not fair to them. Yes, but
Yeah,
you need that to be top in the WWE, says Bobaruski. Yeah, that's true. Right. Even Americans struggle with it sometimes. The classic Euro versus Euro. Exactly, Autumn Awesome. Exactly. He should the go back and join the Ignorables, the Japan. I know I fucking butchered that.
Nakamura.
Yeah, I think
Nakamura
he's
was
talking about
never in there.
Nakamura. Nakamura is going back to New Japan. He's at least leaving
I don't
WWE,
know
in my opinion.
because if Vince is worried about having something happen where he loses another guy and they go back to Japan and possibly be on that Madison Square Garden, I don't know when his contract will be up anyway. But
It's in January.
yeah, so what about that Madison Square Garden show? I mean, does he really want Nakamura wrestling against on that show against his NXT show? I mean, so they might try to offer him some money to keep him. So I don't know. Maybe they don't want that to happen.
Nak denied the rumors he was leaving months back. Plus, I think he moved his whole family to the US. Uh, Tony, please never do that again. My bad. I apologize. I'm not. A Red Sox fan knows I'm not the New Japan speaker on the show. I shouldn't have said that. Nakamura is the Mick Jagger of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I just think that if I was Nakamura, I would want to go back. It depends on what his mindset is, and I know, like I've said on the show before, and I'm not sure if it was Meltzer or someone that watches New Japan a lot and covers them that said that the thing with Nakamura is that he doesn't think he could handle the type of wrestling style that they do now in New Japan because his age. That's why.
How old is he?
I think he's in his 40s.
Oh, okay.
So
Uh-uh.
that's the reason why they may not be going back. And plus with the WWE, yeah, it's a lot heavier of a schedule, but they treat you very very well there. With the injuries and stuff like that. Who gives a fuck? Vince has too many bodies to use right anyway. He said in an interview, whoever pays him more. Oh, okay. There you go. Well, I don't know. Q, do you think Vince McMahon's main priority is to get Nakamura back and sign with the WWE?
Not to get him back, but to prevent him from going somewhere else. I could definitely see that.
He's like
Just to prevent
38.
him from.
Oh, he's 38. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me. He's
I mean,
38.
I think a lot of people could see Vince trying to keep him just to stick it to everyone else on the Indies, so he doesn't go make a big splash out there.
Nakamura is 54? No, I know because he's my. Oh, it's Silver Black. Everybody, it's the Joker. That's the guy that's gonna debut at NXT Takeover 2020. Don't forget, everybody. Silver Black Jack. Don't forget his name, everybody, because he started here in the Get the Tables chat room. Don't forget, everybody. We are live every Tuesday and Saturday night. Live on here on Periscope, live on YouTube as well. I'm still trying to get the SoundCloud going. I need to download Audacity so we can get the audio and all that. Because my goal, everybody, my goal for 2019 is to be on those. Oh, my iPad falls. Is to be on those podcast awards. There's no reasons why the Get the Tables podcast shouldn't have been in one of those goddamn categories. I don't know how you have to get. Oh, 2022. My bad. We should
I
have
think
been.
we'd almost have to stop doing it like this too. It'd have to just be strictly audio.
No, it's not. It's not because there was a specific category for us. We just haven't gotten our name out as much as other people have, and we will be doing that in 2018. I guarantee you on that. New Japan losing a bunch of
It is
guys not going to fill
2018.
that. Excuse me, 19. Sorry. Excuse me about that. Vince needs to worry about signing AJ. I think he's going to get AJ back.
Yeah.
Nakamura isn't that great. He lost his halo. What? Um, let's see what else. I hope Omega never goes to the WWE.
Me too.
Money talks, my friend. So you're saying he fears Ishii chops? No. Jeffrey Cross says he's 38. Okay, thank you, Jeffrey Cross. Appreciate that. They said that he maybe I don't know. They just said that he didn't like that type of wrestling anymore, that style.
Well, he could always go somewhere else too. I mean, so that in general. I mean, I just don't think Vince wants to see him make a splash anywhere else. Like if he can prevent Nakamura from going to another company, like an Impact, an ROH, or some of these other U.S. promotions out there, But I mean, if he really is at the age where he's fine and happy with the WWE and the schedule he has, and he doesn't want to go work the hard style that they work in Japan, I mean, maybe he will just stay.
Because here we go. We got a troll in the chat room. Moderators will take care of that.
Wrestling's fake.
Now what I was gonna say is, and I'm not. This is not a negative comment towards New Japan, but it's true though that WWE is a lot safer than New Japan. Is that true?
I mean, I don't think it's as hard as hitting because WWE obviously doesn't hit. They don't hit as hard as they do in Japan. Because look at AJ Styles has toned down a lot since he came to the WWE. Because one of his first matches, he knocked out Mrs. T. I mean, so
yeah.
I mean, he hasn't hurt anybody since then. So I mean, it's one of those things. It's a lot safer. I mean, maybe it's because they're more cautious and they're more well. I think with a lot of stars now on the Indies, they're trying to make a big splash and make a big spot. A lot of it is spot fest nowadays. But that's the style of wrestling we're in for today. You can thank the cruiserweight division back in ECW/WCW. I mean, because now everyone tries to emulate what they saw back then and do all these crazy high flying spots.
Yeah, that's true. How many neck injuries have both companies have in the past year? It's a good question. I think the schedule in WWE we all know is fucking brutal. It's brutal. In New Japan, it's basically the big dog pro wrestling. No, or none of those others have big clout. Okay, Styles also lost his main finisher. That's true. That's
He
true.
uses it sometimes. He still uses it some.
Uh,
Not a lot, I'll give you, but he still uses style class some. But yeah, not a
yeah,
lot.
lots of the time he just fucking teases it. He just teases
Yeah,
it
and then he
most of the
just
time.
does the phenomenal forearm, which I kind of
Phenomenal
like that
form.
move. It's not a bad finish, or the calf crusher or calf killer, what we want to call it.
Yeah,
Tomato.
I just don't. I just I'm sure that WWE is gonna do their do everything they can for Styles to resign. I know they said that they wanted him to. I think Styles is one of his things was less house shows, and I don't see that being an issue. With the
Well, look at
WWE.
Daniel Bryan.
Look at Daniel Bryan easily getting taken off house shows all the time. So
Let's
I
get
don't.
on to SmackDown because we've been talking about this Nakamura thing for a long time.
Yeah. All right. So SmackDown, we had the Jeff Hardy situation, which then led to Samoa Joe coming out. Um, Man, he was savage mode on Jeff Hardy, saying that I was popping bottles in the backstage area, waiting for you to come backstage. But then I thought to myself that I don't think this is a good idea with you and the champagne and all this because we all know Jeff Hardy's past with the alcohol and the drugs and stuff like that. Now, are you interested in a Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy feud? Do you think this
I
could
mean,
do anything or
I mean, we've seen it in TNA so, or Impact, what do you want to call
what's
it?
up,
We've
Brandon
seen it
Amber?
there. I mean, we've seen them have matches there too. But Bob Ruski tweeted it, and so did I. This reminded me of CM Punk and Jeff Hardy all over again. That's what it reminded me of. Talking
Ah,
about the whole drug use and alcohol use and all that. That's what it reminded me of, kind of like Punk and Jeff all over again.
yeah, I can see the similarities. Now, do you think now we're gonna have him kind of making fun of the crazy thing is that Samoa Joe, if I'm not mistaken, was there when Jeff Hardy was having all his issues in at the time TNA, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was there then. Yeah,
So I'm
that
wondering
was
if he
Victory
ever
Road,
I
whatever
wonder if he
year it
ever
was.
he brings up any of the past stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Is he going to mention like, "Hey, I was there when you did that crap at Victory Road in TNA"? I thought he was going to say something like that, honestly. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Yep,
And
rehashing old storylines, of course.
What's Jeff's wife's name?
Beth.
Ruby Beth. So are we going to see a promo where Joe's going to show up at his house
Yeah.
and
I'm
say,
home, Beth.
"Beth"?
I'm here. I'm coming for you. Yeah, I don't know. It's something for
Uh,
Samoa Joe to.
ooh,
We
could
complain
we
when Samoa Joe's not on SmackDown Live, so at least he's in a program, I guess.
could we see a final deletion at the Hardy compound?
Oh God, Victory Road 2011. Man, that's
Yeah,
crazy
so
how
Joe was
far
there.
long ago that was, man.
Yeah, Joe was
Isn't
there.
it crazy that it has to make you feel a little bit old, Dave, when you find out that he's been with WWE
2011.
no, it's 20 years. Jeff Hardy,
Yeah,
WWE.
I
That's
remember. Yeah,
crazy, man. That's insane.
well, I just had a birthday, so it definitely makes you feel old. But yeah, I've been probably watching wrestling since I was like 4 years old. So yeah,
that
and I mean, and when we look at it, and that's another thing, losing a lot of the older fans, who were around in the Attitude Era. We judge Raw so hard because we remember when it was so freaking good. And
yeah,
now this in the last 10 years it has been so shit.
appreciate all the hearts, everybody. I think what us as a fan saying that if you don't like it, stop watching. I think it's more that we know the potential that WWE has that they could put on a good show tomorrow. It's just that
You,
they don't,
you
and
know,
we
but
hope that
hasn't it
they are.
isn't it also our fault too though? Because when we were watching it, we're young and naive, and we weren't seeing these stupid little stuff like it was so stupid. But
Hmm.
now we watch it with social media and all this other kind of access to people outside of the ring? Doesn't it kind of the mystique is definitely gone from pro wrestling, but now as fans we watch it as adults and we're like, maybe that's what our parents thought. Like, you see this? You think this is, maybe that's what they thought. We were watching this like, wow, because we were watching it with kind of foggy glasses, and now the fog's gone and we're seeing it for what it is now. I mean, it's not as
We're
good as it
more,
was. Yeah.
yeah, we are way more critical as wrestling fans as we were when we were kids. We didn't give a damn. We thought it was real. Stone Cold Steve Austin is really doing what he's doing. We thought it was legit. And
Well,
now
it's also because
Twitter
they
and
pushed it.
they got these dirt sheets now. It's just wrestling is not the same as it was as once was, and we all
And
know
I
that.
can tell you that too, because when I was like 13, 14, whatever, I wasn't reading dirt sheets. I don't
Yeah.
think they were around back then, but I'm sure the newsletters are all around there around back then, I'm sure. Like you could subscribe to them, whatever. I wasn't going for that stuff. I was just watching what I got weekly. And hell, I had VCR videotaping and rewatching it during the week.
Silver Black, you are a comedian, dude. I agree. It's our fault why WWE blows. I only take 65% of the blame, though. What the fuck? Bliss and Blackjack are the comedians of the chat room. It looks like we have a battle between the Red Sox fan and Texas Kid in the chat room as well. So
Good.
hope you guys are entertained by that. Again, thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't already, all of our Twitter stuff is in the corner. We got to get the tables over on Periscope. We got on YouTube as well, and then those are our Twitter handles over there. I need to get the directionals with the fingers right because I get all confused.
You, you know what
So
this has turned into?
what's
Tuesday
that?
night shooting the shit. Because
Yeah,
that's basically what this
yeah,
has turned
it's
into.
it's Tuesday night rest WWE of shooting the shit because we just been all over the fucking place. Um, but thank you
Yeah,
guys for
but
hanging out with us. We
to
appreciate that.
answer to answer your question, I mean, yeah, I could get behind this match. I think Jeff and Joe could have a good little rivalry. I mean, it's something different for Joe. Joe
Oh,
needs to win. I'm sorry, I like Jeff, but Joe, just let Joe win
Joe
one match,
needs to
please.
win badly. Like you have this guy on EC3, ENC show selling freaking Girl Scouts.
This was funny though. That was funny.
That was funny. He needs to win badly, badly. Let's see what else we had. We had Kofi Kingston take on the Miz, like you mentioned,
It was a
and
good match. I enjoyed it.
excuse me, like you said, you forget how good Kofi Kingston is, man.
Yeah,
He's kind of not hidden or
he is
dragged
in though.
down. He kind of
He
is
is.
hidden, but with when you get him in a singles match with the Miz or whoever, you forget how talented this man really is.
Yeah, because not too long ago, when him and the Miz were feuding for the IC title a few years back, I mean, they were having some classic matches. I mean, and him in the New Day, it's like you forget how good he is because they're doing all these stupid jokes all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're more of a comedic act now than they're actually a wrestling as wrestlers, but they all three can go if they're given the opportunity and the time and whoever they're facing, they usually all three of them can have a really really good match, and that's why we kind of I think all hope that they break up someday, which they won't.
I don't know. I could definitely. I don't know what the other. Yeah, Big E probably, but we don't really know how good Woods could be on his own. I
205
mean,
Live.
in the WE. But I mean, Kofi. I mean, he wasn't. He was like inches away from being one of those top level guys when he was feuding with Orton. I mean, that was some good stuff right there. But then Orton buried him. But yeah.
Yeah,
But still, I mean, he got a match with Orton, and I mean, that was some good stuff back in the day. I mean, Kofi's moves are good. I just feel bad for him. But yeah, let's
speaking
move
of
on to.
ENC, Cena really took time out to record for that show. Yeah, yeah. John Cena making a cameo appearance on the ENC show as well. You know what we forgot to talk about on Raw? Seth Rollins doing the Falcon Arrow as a finisher. Yeah, the whole
He does
rumors
it every week.
the whole rumors of
Oh,
him,
as a finish? Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
his curb stop being taken away. He kind of
Oh, is it getting taken away again?
well, according to rumors that the USA Network didn't want it to be his finisher anymore because of the name of a curb stomp, not the finisher itself, but the
They weren't calling it
name.
the curb stomp though. They're calling it something else. Weren't they like lights out or whatever?
I don't remember, but that's it was called the curb stomp, and I think it
At
was
one point, yeah.
rumors that they wanted him to remove the move, and he was just going to use the Falcon Arrow as like a new finisher now. So he
That's
went
kind of
on Twitter
stupid.
and
Just go back to the pedigree.
it was
Just
it,
use the pedigree again.
it was just a rumor. He said he debunked it definitely.
Well, I could definitely see parents or maybe some of their younger advertisers or whatever people that are trying demographic even. I can see why they wouldn't want them to use that move. Not as fans today, but if you have kids,
Blackout.
which I don't. Okay,
Blackout is what it was
blackout.
called. Yeah. Okay.
But like do you want your kid watching this? Think, oh man, I want to try that move. So I mean, I
Yeah,
remember back in the day.
I think yeah, we all know where the curb stomp originated from the movie. God, what was the name of it?
American History X.
American History X. We all kind of know the background and stuff, and maybe they think it's the world we live now in is very sensitive. So I'm guessing they're thinking, oh, a kid can come up to someone and say, let me try, let me do the curb stomp to you, and then that someone could take it the wrong way. I guess.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, and a kid gave his sister a rock bottom, and I think he killed her or something.
Yeah.
So I remember that like years. This is a long time ago, and that's when they were talking about people trying wrestling moves like that. So I mean, it's dangerous. These the promo said they don't use it as much anymore, but don't try this at home.
Yeah, that's very true. Next, we had Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. Anything you want to talk about that? Looks like they're going to be feuding.
I like it. I mean, I love seeing Ray back in the WWE, so I'm behind this. I hope they have a TLC match.
Is this the feud you wanted Ray to be in, though?
I don't mind it. I mean, there's other feuds out there. Look, there's a lot of feuds I would love to see Ray have on 205 Live. I'm just saying because, man, can you imagine like a Tommy and Rey Mysterio or Kalisto? Oh no, the fourth member of the Lucha House Party. How about that, Steve?
Hey, we already have the 205 destination is already reserved for Finn Balor, so Rey Mysterio has to kind of, he has to wait his turn. He
looked like he would fit perfectly on that show, but on SmackDown, I mean, what besides having him face maybe Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles, which AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio has always been a dream match of mine. I want to see. So that's one match definitely I want to see eventually.
Thanks for joining us. My thing is here's the thing. We got Randy Orton, and yeah, it's a feud that we've seen, 2006 stuff like that. I got you. But isn't it time for Randy Orton to either move on to Raw or to move on to bigger and better things? Like,
well, he's not going to be the champion.
Yeah, but to me, Randy Orton seems like he's just getting wasted away on SmackDown Live.
Should they put him on Raw to have him beat Brock for the title?
Thank you for the super hard speech. Appreciate that, man.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that again. Do we want to see Randy get his head busted open again? Who knows? But
remember when he was kind of feuding with Ty Dillinger? And yes, it was Ty Dillinger, but at least it was something different, and it was kind of getting Ty Dillinger a little bit over.
Yeah, but who else is there for Randy Orton to feud with right now? That would make sense.
There isn't really. That's why I think you should move
Rey Mysterio makes sense because he's the most popular. He's one of the most popular guys on Raw. He's probably one of their top faces right now on Raw. SmackDown. And besides Jeff Hardy, which we already seen that. So, Ray would be the next best thing, I think. I could definitely see a tag match happen next week or two with Joe and Orton versus Ray and Jeff Hardy.
Who's one guy that he hasn't feuded with yet on SmackDown Live?
Cesaro? I don't know. That's a tough one.
That's why you need to move that man. You need to move him to Raw. And Bob Risky kind of made a good point that Randy and all other vets should be free agents. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Randy Orton appearing on Raw because he could have some matches. Him and Rollins, yes, we've seen Rollins and Orton. I don't know if we want to go back that road again, but we've seen that so long during the Authority crap. But there's some other matches on Raw you could do with Orton, but right now he's still in a top spot on SmackDown. And would he be in a top spot on Raw? Who
He hasn't
knows?
feuded with AJ Styles. I swore he's feuded with
Yes, he
AJ
did.
Styles.
When AJ Styles wanted to face or the WWE champion or whatever ended up being Randy Orton, and AJ Styles lost to Randy Orton on a SmackDown that set up Shane and Randy Orton or Shane and AJ at WrestleMania that year.
Oh, see, it was back when he first came into the WWE.
Yeah, AJ after Jericho the second year he took on Shane at WrestleMania, but he had a shot against Randy Orton. Yeah,
So we saw Randy basically beat the shit out of Rey Mysterio again. So not sure what they're going to be doing at that, but you like you said, they're probably going to have a TLC match.
more than likely
Not
than
a
not. And
TLC match, but a match at TLC, I should say. But after that, we got something interesting, which was Shane McMahon and the Miz backstage, and Miz says that he needs his partner to meet him on the third of the way, meet him 1/3 of the way. Miz says that this trophy is their child that pairs them together. Miz says that this trophy makes them family. Grabs the trophy and pushes it towards Shane. When
yeah,
do we see
trophy's
them?
fine.
When do we see them face each other? WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. I said it last week. Like we talked about before, the rumor was Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, but it seems like it's going to be the Miz.
Can you get behind this? You
I
okay
don't
with the
care.
Miz versus
Not
Shane
really.
for
I
the
feel bad.
battle of best of the world, best in the world, I should say.
I don't like it because to me it does nothing for anybody. I don't think anyone cares about this. The Miz should be doing a lot better on this, but I mean, maybe we see it kind of start to escalate at the Rumble or right around the Rumble season, and it goes into Mania. But I mean, maybe they can do some good stuff together. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough because I just don't care about it. There's so much more stuff I'm interested on SmackDown than this. I mean, I like the Jeff Hardy and Joe, Ray, and Orton more than I don't even care about this stuff. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Miz because I would much rather see him, and like we've seen at Starcade, if you watched it, he was kind of in the
Trophy
mix of that
custody match.
U.S. title match. So I would have loved to see him involved in maybe they set up some kind of four-way for the U.S. title. I'd love to see something like that.
Yeah, they're
But
definitely setting up something to on the line. So probably, I wouldn't be surprised if Shane McMahon's in the Royal Rumble and throws out the Miz the kind of like spark something that definitely Miz is going to turn on Shane. That's going to eventually happen because Shane's not going to live up to
or
his
will it
end of the
go the other
bargain.
way?
That'd be interesting if they did go the other way and
Yeah, have Shane turn on him. Yeah.
possibly have Shane turn on Miz. I don't know what the Raw ratings were last night. Do you know, Dave?
No,
Did you?
I didn't care about it.
Yeah, I didn't
I didn't
look it
care
up.
enough to look
But
it
if you
up.
know it
And
by
they're not going to be out yet, I don't think, because of Thanksgiving. I think everything's like delayed a day.
okay, well
So,
then we'll have the
I
ratings out
think
by Saturday for sure.
the Impact ratings just came out like today.
How'd that do?
Like I think 122, which it was shitty show anyway. It sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Uh,
see that LAX was pulled from that
yeah.
Evolve show?
I was gonna wait to touch on that on Saturday, but yeah,
Oh,
LAX was
okay,
pulled from an Evolve show, and you know why? You absolutely know why.
because of
Uh,
WE.
yeah, they're scared to lose him.
But they also, I know we're not. It's not Saturday about talking about Impact, but Impact also tweeted something out like, if you wish to contact any of our superstars for bookings, please contact us at Impact Wrestling dot whatever email or whatever they put out. But yeah, it seems like maybe they weren't properly contacted for it. I don't know. Maybe that was the issue. I don't know, but that's interesting. But yeah, I don't care about Shane. I was interested by this little promo AJ Styles did.
Yeah, they were pulled no effects because Impact scared the WWE is going to try to take him away from Impact, which is going. It would happen, no doubt, if they went to Evolve. Triple H would try to get his hands on the on LAX. Callis can't lose his number one tag team. Absolutely not. Also, Saturday we
He's
can talk
not.
about the UK situation. UK situation we are going to touch on Saturday definitely because it's
What
been.
situation?
But the UK and WWE and the whole having their UK talents only perform for NXT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we'll
Oh, I
touch.
didn't know that.
Yeah, they're saying that the indie promotion, the UK indie scene is dead. So
Wow.
we'll touch more on that on Saturday. But they've had indie wrestler. They had Pete Dunne came out. I think a couple other guys said that the wrestling scene in the England there and in England isn't over, and also Walter signing with the WWE as well. So that's also
Damn.
huge news. So yeah, we'll touch all on Saturday. But yeah, we don't want to get too much into it because we'll go on forever. I didn't even think the show was going to go for an hour. Main event, and then
What about AJ Styles?
we'll touch on AJ Styles after the main event. Main event,
Okay.
we had the Battle Royal to get the extra spot to go in the triple threat match for the women's championship at TLC. It was Carmella, Naomi, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, Lana, Zelina Vega, and Asuka. Asuka and Sonya Deville were your last two remaining, and Asuka ends up winning. So we get pretty much, I don't want to say dream match, but it's pretty much up there. We got Asuka, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, triple threat match in a TLC match.
Man, if that's not a top card seller right there, I don't know what is. I mean, geez. I mean, I didn't think we'd get it because it's like, okay, everyone looked at this match like, okay, I want Asuka to win, but Mandy Rose is probably going to win. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Because no one thought Asuka was going to win this because how they treated her. But, hey, she's going to be on a pay-per-view. This won't be the pre-show. I can guarantee you that.
Hell no. This could be the main event.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big match. I mean, I think they're gonna do. I think I could honestly see AJ and Daniel Bryan main eventing TLC. It's funny because AJ could never main event.
That's true. That's a WrestleMania type match. Absolutely, DX. That is this triple threat. This match is probably a match that me personally thought we would never see. Three of the best women wrestlers in the WWE with Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Asuka. Obviously, Asuka's not going to win the title. This is probably setting up either Charlotte winning and then Becky going into the Royal Rumble or vice versa. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who gets pinned. Is it going to be the Asuka? Asuka's going to eat the pin by Charlotte, says Bliss. Do you think they added another woman in this match to keep both women, meaning Charlotte and Becky Lynch, still looking strong?
Well, I think Charlotte doesn't win because I think she's probably going to end up with the 30th spot in the Rumble. Because I think her and now Jeff Hardy could probably win that mixed match challenge. Everyone gives a shit about that, which I don't. But I mean, I think that's what they could do, obviously, or give it to hey, maybe everyone. We didn't talk about this, and this was huge news from Raw that Ember Moon's new partner is.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, she's better off with No Way Jose.
Did he win? Did they win? That's the question. Did Hawkins get his first win tonight? That's unbelievable, man. Yeah. Ember Moon has a quality tag team partner there.
She would have been better off with No Way Jose. I'm sorry, she would have been.
She would have been better off by herself, to be fucking honest with you. So yeah,
but
go ahead.
What were we talking about before that?
The Asuka, Charlotte, and
good for her. None of us thought this was going to happen, and I'm happy Asuka is getting a prime spot on a pay-per-view. I mean, it could be high up on the card, which it should be. Because who wants to fucking see Nia Jax as Ronda Rousey? Nobody.
Yeah. All right, so last but not least, we had the AJ Styles. Ember Moon and Hawkins lost. There you go. We got the promo by AJ Styles. Your thoughts on that?
I thought it was one of AJ's better promos, and I like the fact that they pointed out that Daniel Bryan wasn't at this past weekend's house show. He wasn't on SmackDown tonight. He's going to miss a lot of live events, which I never did when I was champion. So I like how they're playing up the whole. It seems like they're going that way. Well, I'm the champion. I don't got to go to all these little petty towns and all these little events you do. I mean, I think that's the type of heel they're trying to play off, which I kind of like it because it was perfect that Daniel Bryan wasn't there tonight because he didn't need to be.
No, he didn't need to be. He wasn't needed tonight. But yeah, they're doing a good job telling a story between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. I think he's saying that he's more of a champion than Daniel Bryan is because he was a fighting
Yeah.
champ. He went into these house shows. He went to all these signings. He did all this and that. He was on SmackDown Live on a consistent basis. With Daniel
Well,
Bryan, he's missing house shows. He wasn't at Starrcade. He wasn't at SmackDown Live tonight. And he even addressed why he wasn't at Survivor Series, saying that the beating he took after the match was the reason why he couldn't
he
be
wasn't
at Survivor
medically
Series.
cleared,
He wasn't
which they
medically
never
cleared.
mentioned that one time.
Yeah.
On the show or nothing. If they would have said that, okay, storyline, he's not medically cleared. But the realistic story, he was given basically 2 weeks off. Basically, he deserved it. Honestly, he did because, like you said, he was running 110 miles an hour like every night. So I mean, he
Absolutely.
deserved the 2 weeks off. Why not? But
Yeah,
yeah,
no
I mean,
effects. Yeah, he debunked that rumor about this Disturb comp. But yeah, are you looking forward to this match?
I am actually. I know people say we just seen it 2 times before and all that, but you know what? I'm looking forward to it being a headline, a big one of their bigger pay per views. No, it's not. It's a shitty pay per view, but at least they're headlining it. AJ Styles is going to main event a pay per view for the first time all year. And
All
he's not
right.
even the champion.
Woo! AJ Styles. Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan's probably going to win again.
Yeah, more than likely. All right, so let's get our
What did you
ratings
think about
meters
it?
ready. I thought it was good. Like I said, I like how they're doing the storyline development. I like how they're playing up to Daniel Bryan not always being there, and it's looking like it's going to be a solid TLC pay per view. We got Ambrose Rollins, Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey. We have AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. We have this triple threat women's match. It's going to be a solid card going
Yeah, let
into
me ask you.
TLC. I'm looking forward to it.
Let me ask you this really quick before we move on to the ending of the show. Do we see a U.S. title match or any tag title matches at TLC?
I say tag titles, U.S. titles. I don't know, man. It's gonna be. I don't know.
Could we see R-Truth and Nakamura on
Do
the
you think we're
pre-show?
gonna see Nakamura versus Rusev on the pre-show? Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah. I'm just
yeah.
wondering because are we going to see like the New Day in the bar and that type thing maybe?
Well, the Usos
I'm
have to
not.
get their. We're
Yeah.
gonna get their
I'm
rematch.
Usos. I mean
They
Usos.
did
Usos.
win.
That's
So
what I
yeah,
mean.
maybe they get a title shot. Maybe on SmackDown because we still have 3 weeks till TLC. So quite some time for them to build up. And to me, honestly, Becky Lynch still looks swollen in the face. It could have just been me, but if they did the close-up view on her face, she still looked pretty swollen. So I'm glad TLC is a little bit a ways to go because I don't think she would be able to wrestle if it came to it. You know what I mean? You know
Yeah,
what else
maybe
had a
that's
solid
also why
card?
they did it.
Survivor Series. Yeah.
You know what? Maybe that's why they did it like this. Maybe Becky won't be taking a lot of these big bumps and big spots. Maybe that's why you had Oscar to make it a little, less on her. You know.
Yeah, that's very true. We'll see what happens next coming weeks. Don't forget, everybody, we will be live again with you guys on Saturday night, shooting the shit. The main question, everybody, that is going to be the topic on Saturday night show is what would make Raw better. So maybe just what would you think would make Raw better? Matches, title holders. What would you think? Maybe certain pushes. What do you think? It could just be whatever you want. Your opinion only on what could make Raw better. That will be one of the topics on Saturday night show. We'll go over all the wrestling rumors about Walter signing. Watch Tony forget that question. The Walter signing. We'll touch on the UK, the NXT, all the indie promotion stuff with them. What else will we touch on? Impact 205 Live, NXT from this past coming week. And any other wrestling related news that comes out between now and then, we will definitely touch on Saturday. I know some of it will be old news, and you'll probably already have heard about a lot of the stuff, but we want to have a deep conversation with you all. So please join us Saturday about 9:30 Eastern, maybe 9:30 or 10 o'clock Eastern. Between those two times, we'll let you know for sure on Twitter. So please, if you haven't already, follow us at Get the Tables. We would love for you guys to follow us there. We're very interactive. We get back to mainly everybody who tweets with us. If not, follow us at our personal Twitter accounts as well. We'll take on if it's just Dave and I on Saturday. We'll and you want to join us and talk with us, you're more than welcome to call in or join the Google Hangout and talk about whatever you'd like. We would more than welcome to hear from you guys. So shooting the shit, we'll be taking some calls if it's just Dave and I. If Alex cares to join us, or if we have anybody else, we'll definitely probably won't be taking calls. But I think it's just going to be Dave and I. So look for those phone calls on Saturday night. And yeah, like I said, follow us on YouTube so you can get into the Christmas giveaway that we'll be doing later on next month. And bigger things are coming. Audacity will be downloaded so we can get SoundCloud, Podbean, all that going because we want to get a little bit more out there so we can get on these podcast awards, man. That's my goal. Insult the Street Profits when tweeting at don't. That's not a good idea. You know better than that, Adam Baum. Come on now, my friend. All right, let's do a little quick shout out. We have Peck and Rod, Adam Awesome, Alice, Red Sox fan, Bliss Side, Jeffrey Cross, Adam Downs, Kevin, Truth and Loyalty, No Effects, Bliss Side. We had who else was in here? Who else was in here? We had some other people in here. Who did I forget? Blackjack. Who else did I forget? Spees. Thank you for the super hearts. Dr. Huge, Juanito, Jeffrey Cross as well. Thank you for the super hearts. Thank you for the moderators for kicking ass as always and kicking out all the trolls. No porn bots tonight. What happened? No porn bots. So you guys weren't as block happy as you guys usually are. So there's no porn bots. So we got a couple of trolls in here, but you guys took care of that very, very quickly. So thank you guys for that. Always great for you guys being such great moderators in the chat room. Oh, Michael Johnson, thank you for joining us as well. I know he was in here earlier. Tony, are both your teams over 500? The Sabres are.
You know what's funny? I think the Lions and the Bucks have the same record.
Oh, do they? Oh,
4-7.
Yeah, well, the Bucks aren't doing very well this year, and we all know that. Y'all guys give me harp on the Belleville.
A little programming note for this week. Friday, if anyone's interested, Impact Wrestling is doing some Twitch special Friday night. It's called Gold Rush, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if you want to check that out, there you go. And Impact this week and all that other stuff. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm a bandwagon Sabres fan. Yep, that's me. You know it. So, yeah, there you go. We'll be live again on Saturday. We'll touch probably a little bit on that if one of us watches it. And whatever else you guys want us to talk about. So we thank you again, everybody, for the loyal and awesome support you guys give us on a weekly and monthly and whatever basis. You guys, we barely beat the Bulls, man. We're struggling. All right. I'll admit that we may not even make the playoffs. Okay, it's gonna be a rough year for us Spurs fans. All right, we've been spoiled for 20 plus years. Okay, it was bound to happen. All right, okay, all right. So we'll be back with you guys on Saturday, enjoying y'all's company as always. You guys are great. You guys show us so much support. I can't thank you guys enough. Sorry I was late. Did I miss a rant about Lucha House Party? Yes, you did, Michael Johnson. It was at the beginning of the show. I don't want to get heated about that again. So if you want to watch that, just check out the replay if you don't mind. And again, thank you guys so much. We will be back with you guys on Saturday. Any last wrestling notes, Dave, before we are back on Saturday?
I don't know what else to really say. I mean, if no one's really watching NXT UK, you should check it out because they got some phenomenal stuff going on there.
Yes, we'll definitely touch more on the UK stuff and NXT UK as well. Oh, ratings for SmackDown Live. We did not give the rating for SmackDown Live.
I thought it was a good show. I'd give it probably a 3.
I'm going to give SmackDown Live a 2.5. Solid show. I thought some of it was kind of repetitive, but I think for the most part, SmackDown Live was pretty solid. Way better than Raw, like 10 times better.
Yeah.
So again, thank you guys for joining us. You guys are awesome. Appreciate y'all's support. Again, thank you again to the mods. And if you're new to the show, please, they got a big debut for NXT UK this week. Oh, okay. Got to check that out.
Well, I got to catch up. I just finally watched Birch and Pete Dunne's match. That was great. So they've been putting out like 2 episodes a week. So it's kind of hard to catch up on that.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Don't forget to DVR Ring Warriors Saturday morning on
Did you watch that,
WB.
Tony?
And I might DVR it just to check it out because we got in a big old conversation on it on Saturday. I might have to do that just to check it out. That's got, and he reminded me. I got it. I have to now. Tony, must be nice knowing your team was in the playoffs for 20 years. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I've been there too. Hey, my Red Wings were in the playoffs for like 21 years or whatever it was, or 20 years straight. And they fought. To me, it's 23. I think it was 23 years straight. And then they're rebuilding. So I just want one of my fucking teams to make a playoff this year.
Can you only watch Evolve online? That
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
know. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. There you go.
It's under the WWN or whatever thing, wrestling, whatever, something wrestling network. It
Just
comes
get the
on through
fight app.
there. Yeah, you can watch it on there too.
Get the
But if
fight
you,
app. No effects.
I think it's under the WWN or whatever it's called. And you can get like a subscription for $10 through them, and I think you can still watch it through that because it was on Flow Slam for a little bit as well too, but it's not there no more.
Oh, Red Sox fan. I can't wait till Boston has their shit run when they suck ass for the next couple of years. Um, Again, thank you everybody for joining us. You guys rock. Um, Love you all. Don't forget, we'll be back on Saturday. Dave probably will be live tweeting 205 Live and NXT UK and all that. So if you haven't, go follow the
I
Bizarre
don't know
One,
about
Dave.
UK, but I don't know if I
Uh,
want to watch NXT next week. Oh wait, yeah, tomorrow it's going to be Lars versus Keith Lee, I think.
there you go. And EC3 is on NXT. So another reason why you would NXT is
Why
a
would you
must
watch it because
watch.
of him? Because he's just
No.
going to lose.
Oh God. Oh God.
If I hate these NXT shows after a takeover because they're usually not good.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's true.
I think this show is supposed to be from like California or something. The one with Keith Lee and Lars, I believe
Oh, really?
so.
I have no idea. I had no idea. Definitely gonna have to check it out because I mean Keith Lee is definitely the future of NXT. You would have to think. All right, that's gonna
I thought
wrap
you
us
said the
up.
Street Profits were.
Well, we already know that, Dave. You don't need me to tell you guys. Um, we're gonna end tonight with some more Jeff Hardy. Again, congratulations to Jeff Hardy for 20 years with the WWE. Not all
No,
together, but
yeah, that's kind of pushing it.
20 years all together in
Because
wrestling, I should say.
yeah, because it's funny. Joe said the same thing. Hey, I've been doing this for 20 years too. I was my party.
Yeah, that's true. It's too much wrestling. NXT UK 3 p.m. NXT AFP. Yep, yes
It
sir.
is a lot of wrestling. It is. If you're not, I mean, but it's just wrestling. It's not what you got on Monday or
Yeah,
even tonight.
this was a shoot the shit night. I think tonight was it was shoot the shit because of how bad Raw was, and it just kind of just took its own tangent after that. We just were all over the place. So
Yeah, we spent like 20 minutes talking about Nakamura in Japan.
right, yeah. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys showing us much love and always dealing with us. No, not Tony talking about old news we've seen in dirt sheets. Oh, okay, I got you. All right, I feel you. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. All right. Well, the dirt sheet, I feel like that's just a topic that it's just cool to talk. It's just fun to talk about. And we didn't really have a format tonight. We just kind of just went on a little bit of a tangent and a little bit of ranting, and it was just all, we were just kind of all over the place. But you guys enjoyed it for the most part, and we appreciate that. And we'll be back with you guys on Saturday. I hope everybody has a great rest of their week. Tomorrow is Hump Day, so I hope you guys can get over that successfully and end your week well because we want to see everyone back on Saturday, everybody. So wouldn't mind more episodes like this. All right. We'll have
Yeah,
to
that's
keep
kind
that
of
in mind.
fun.
We got to keep that in mind where we just don't have really a format. We just kind of talk about whatever on that happened on Raw and SmackDown. I kind of like that.
Yeah, this is fun.
So we'll go over stuff on Saturday and then kind of just shoot the shit a little bit more about what you think would make Raw better, and
I can already tell you right now, but I'll wait.
maybe who you would have as your champions, and maybe who would move from SmackDown to Raw. It's going to be a pretty good show, guys. If you have your own opinions as well, please bring them onto the show on Saturday, or if not, tweet them out. It would be great. Rapid fire and bashing Tony is what you guys are great at, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I I'm not lying on that. As much as you guys troll me, bash me, do whatever you want to do, without you guys, we wouldn't be doing these shows every week. So I appreciate every single one of you. We're going to end the night on a high note. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys.
No pun intended. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah. No, yeah. Sorry, Jeffrey. We didn't mean it that way. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. I hope you guys enjoy some Jeff Hardy on the way out. And we'll see you all on Saturday night. Appreciate everybody. Have a good one.